And we are live. You are kicking it with your boy Stoddy as always. I know I want to thank y'all out there just for liking my stuff, commenting, subscribing, sharing my content. Everybody in the podcast world, Stoddy Uncool. Make sure you go hit the follow button. I appreciate everybody over there. Um, this is like a night of scrolling too. It's a lot going on, so this is no particular order. But I was watching the Tasha Smith interview, and I said, let me go ahead and watch this with y'all. So this is gonna be Tasha Smith. So this is gonna be a Tasha Smith one. I wanted to see what she was talking about.
I got to share something with y'all because I was like meditating last night and I was thinking about you and I was thinking about Jess, not trying to but y'all are both my girls. You know,
Yes.
I play Jess's mom,
Mhm.
on a TV show, and y'all are my babies. And when I think about just us as Black women, and just how powerful and unique we are, I was meditating and I was like, what is it that I can say to women? And do you mind if I just if I share this? Because okay, so what I ended up writing down was you are not in competition.
Mm,
You're in community.
Mhm.
And us as women, sometimes we think we're in competition, but we're not in competition. We're in community, right? And
I got a question. I want to stop it. Why is it that women are like, listen, I got a lot of female friends. You hear me? I love being around women. I love being around strong women of all races and creed, black, white, Hispanic. I have a, mixed race, whatever. I like being around women. But why is it that certain women, soon as another woman come aboard, it's automatically some tension or some competition or some she feel like she gotta, you know what I'm saying, gotta do. Why is it like that with the women? And I hate that for my women, particularly my black women, because I might want to hang out with, and for my women that I know that's watching this is nobody that y'all know, right? But it's women that I know that I want to hang out with that I know don't want to hang out with other women. You get what I'm saying? Like I like to be in community, like she said. Like I want to be a community with like a lot of people, right? I want to have all of us come together. But I know that certain friends don't want to be around certain friends that they ain't even never met. But I feel like it's an intimidation with women, right? And it was a one of my coworkers, and she was very very transparent, and she's Hispanic, and she said that she feels like when she gets around women, she feels like she has to kind of compensate, like that woman is trying to take the spotlight off of her, so she felt like she has to, what I'm saying, overdo it or got to do a little bit too much. And I was like, damn, like why is it like that? Like why is it like that for women? Because I've never felt like that when another man comes in my presence. You hear me? With me as a black man, when I see another black man coming aboard, coming in my space, I immediately want him to have the best experience, like I am, right? Especially if I'm having a peaceful experience with the group. I want that person to have a peaceful experience with the group as well, especially if they're a newcomer coming in. I don't know why I'm talking like I'm slurred, like I've been drinking. I definitely have not. I've been asleep all day from working last night. But no, but as a man, I never feeling intimidated by another man's presence ever, just ever. And I don't know. And I want them to make sure that they feel welcome in that space. There's no competition for no spotlight. There's no competition for approval or anything like that, unless that person is trying to seek approval from that. That's a whole separate thing. But I don't think it's a gender thing. Like, oh, it's an alpha male. As soon as I come in, he might be trying to take me off. Let me knock his ass out. Like, it ain't never been like that for me. Um, Especially when you have to put on these as a black man, you got to put on these different hats. But when I see women, I'm about to say as a woman, but when I see women go through it, it bothers me sometimes. Hey, won't you come over? So and so is gonna be over there. No, I don't really, I don't really deal with females like that. What you mean? What you mean you don't deal with females like that? But when you get around another female, ain't y'all supposed to encourage each other and empower each other? Y'all got so much in common because the woman is oppressed. She go through so much. You feel me? She got all these different hats that she got to wear too, right? Julia Hare said she was really talking about the men, but we was talking. You could really talk about the women too. You have to put on all these different type of hats. It's a wonder why you ain't schizophrenic, right? You got to be the mama, the daddy. You hear me? The nurturer. You hear me? The alpha, right? Like you got to be all these things by yourself, and then you got to come out in society and put on another facade. right? Because the black woman already has the stereotypes of being too loud, too ghetto, the mammy, the sapphire. You know what I'm saying? Like we know the stereotypes, right? Just like the man, just like the black man is out here, he's the aggressor, he's the raper, killer, murderer, and drug dealer, right? Like it's the different expectations that the world gives, right? From the media. The media makes us look like that we are like this, right? But then you come home, right? And you get around your own people, and now all of a sudden you feel like you still got a perpetrator, or it's a competition, or somebody's about to take something from you. Let me know if y'all know what I'm talking about, bro. I might be saying it wrong or whatever, but please let me know if y'all know what I'm talking about, bro. My fault. Look, I done pushed pause and went on a whole motherfucking rant. My bad.
Also, your light doesn't dim because someone else is shining. Like, it's not going to dim our light to let someone else shine. If anything, when all of us are walking in the room together, allowing ourselves to shine, that room becomes even brighter. Okay.
Okay, on
The other
everything.
thing I thought
Say
about,
it,
and this
Tasha.
was you
Basically, that's what I was trying to say. What she said.
and Jess, is that every woman is uniquely designed. I was thinking about my girls over here. That's Monique. That is my girl, Venetia. And I'm like, look at how individual they are. Look at how individual we are. We're all unique. We're all different, right?
Man, I really love her, bro. Exactly. We are not a monolith. You might be the common cool one. She might be a little bit more, you hear me? But there's always a balance, baby. There's gonna always be a balance with this shit. You hear me? Like she said, there's no competition. There's none of that. I like this.
But
Damn,
we don't
explain that, bro.
have to fear about anybody taking up space because there's room for every shade of brilliance.
Bro,
Okay.
that's
The
good.
other thing I
Yeah.
wrote down was insecurity dissolves when we recognize individually as women our divine design, because we are all designed divinely by God, right? And when we embrace our uniqueness, we give others permission to do the same.
Marianne
So
Williamson.
let's celebrate each other. You know that,
Mhm.
That
right?
was
Yes.
good.
And
That last line was beautiful. Well, we say it again, little
embrace
mama.
our uniqueness,
Embrace your
we give others
uniqueness.
permission to do the same.
Right.
Marianne
So when you
Williamson.
keep it real with yourself and just live in your truth, other people will follow suit. Right? Be you with an exclamation point, even if it hurts other people. Right? Motherfuckers should never be mad for you being yourself. Right? The older you get, the more you get mad when people are they trying to stop somebody from being themselves. Right? Let me live. This is the only life that you get out here. So you out here like the only life that you get. So you're supposed to live that shit up. Live your authentic, true self, and then it's gonna make other people live their truth. Bro, she own it. She got the motherfucking formula, and she wrote that shit down. For real.
Celebrate each other. You know that,
Mhm.
Look at her,
right?
and then
Yes.
she wanted
And
to high
let's
Yes.
five her.
allow
I like her.
ourselves to not be afraid of anyone else's light outshining our light, because it can't happen when we walk in who we are.
Right. So when that girl said that she feels like that girl about to take her shine, you don't be scared of that girl's light. You don't be scared of nobody else's shine, because you shining too, baby. You shining too. And this empowerment that she's giving uh to the women, I'm receiving it as a man, right? Walk in your light. We ain't out here trying to dim nobody's shit. We ain't out here trying to do none of that. We just trying to live with an exclamation point. And your living and your light, right? Your little light that's shining is never gonna bother my light. We shine together, right? Because we kings and queens out here. If you make it, I make it. If you happy, baby, I'm happy. If you feeling good, I'm feeling good. You know what I'm saying? I love this shit. What they said, let the lady talk with pausing it. Right? My bad. I didn't know it was gonna be like this, man. Good shit.
I love you. I love Jess. And I love what both of you are doing. Your voices are so important to
We
our
love talking
culture
shit.
and to our women. So let's allow ourselves to remember, and not that you guys feel like this, but this is for all of us women, that we are not in competition. We are in community.
Mhm.
Period. I just love you.
I
I
love
had
that.
to say that.
That's
Okay.
tight.
Just as you were saying that, I'm
When you
reading
get
your
older,
arm
you
and it
just feel
says
like you got a
trust
teach.
God.
And dream big.
Ooh.
So these are two, like, these were my first two tattoos that
Mhm.
I ever got, right? Because, and I always say this, you may have heard me say this before,
Mhm.
that we have to dream big, right?
Mhm.
And how
Right.
whatever our dreams are, it's not a figment of our imagination, but God showing us a glimpse of our future. And
Oh, that's
even you
dope.
deciding to leave where you were, that was something that God placed in you, saying it's time to move. And a lot of times we get comfortable and complacent with where we are, but God's not always feeding us in the place that we've already been. And
Mhm.
in order for us to get that new food that God has for us, we got to make moves and go into areas that we're unsure of.
That's right.
Mhm.
But that's where our faith lies. And that's where we end up experiencing God in a whole nother way.
Man,
Could you imagine if you did not leave? You wouldn't
she is not lying, man. Damn, she's speaking.
be experiencing God
Yeah.
the way that you are now.
Exactly, bro. You get to see the works of God to be made manifest. So when that shit's inside of you and you feel it and you just start acting upon it, scared, feeling, the scary feeling, crying, all of that, and you embrace that, like you literally, like she said, you literally get to see the wonders of God happen in real time for you. Like, bro, that's how you know God is real. And don't forget the God is inside of you because he put it inside of you. Like he's here. Bruh. Tasha is on it. I ain't never even seen this, but this ain't nothing but a message. Bro.
In your life. So I'm
Woo.
excited. Let's go.
Dope.
Okay.
Dope.
I
Seriously.
love it.
Look at her.
Oh
She
my
had her in
You know what
God.
I
tears.
want to ask Tasha because you're making me
Yes.
think right now. Who did that for you? What you
Oh,
just did
Oh,
for Lauren and
that's a
Jess,
good
who did
question.
that for you when you was on the
Ooh.
And
come
you
up?
do it without it's just you. Like the first time I met you, I don't remember if it was at I don't think it was Ernst's party, but the first time I met you, our first interaction, I was just like, she's really like this is just her. Like if you just pour in like
it,
effortlessly. Like who
I
taught you
thank
to
God.
do
You know
that?
what? And a lot of people, and I'll tell, it's two things I want to share. One is I remember a while ago, and I think I've told you about,
Mhm.
the time had gotten born again, and
Mhm.
I went to ministry school, and I thought, oh, one day I'm gonna be a preacher or something like that.
Mhm.
But I realized that my ministry is what I'm doing, like is me teaching acting, me empowering other people to pursue their purpose, my acting, my directing, being a good leader. Like those are the things that I learned, that I feel like I could utilize those gifts in the world that I'm in within this industry.
Yeah.
As far as other people that have done that for me, I'm going to be honest, Angela Bassett and Marianne Jean Baptiste. I don't know if you're
Mhm.
familiar with Marianne Jean
We know
Baptiste,
Marianne
but
John
she's an
Baptiste.
amazing actress from England. She's in a
I
film right
gotta
now
pull
called
her
Hard
up.
Truths.
Hold on. I can't even spell her name, but I know exactly who. I know her face. Marianne John Baptiste. We know that black woman.
Hard Truths. And she was in a she was nominated for an Oscar years ago called Secrets and Lies, but she's a brilliant actress from the UK.
Mhm.
And I remember I was on a series, and I,
Is
I
Marianne
never even
John
share this
Baptiste
out
the girl
loud.
from
I've
Girlfriends?
never shared this
I
publicly,
mean,
but
half and half.
I feel it, I'm gonna share it. I was on a show called For Better or Worse, and I was tired of doing the show. I just felt like God had more for me. Although it was a blessing at the time and I had a good time and it was a wonderful thing, but in my spirit I kept feeling like
Mhm.
my voice isn't being heard as far as my artistic voice
Mhm.
in a way that I feel like it could be. And I was making money, it was cool, whatever, but I said, but I feel like I have to go. And she was someone that I made that call to. The way you talk to me,
Mhm.
she was the one that talked to me like that and said, go and pursue your dreams. Go and do what you desire to do. You would act for free. You would be in acting class acting for free. Go and pursue what's in your heart. And when I quit, for better or worse,
Mhm.
because I did, I ended up going, and that's when I started really pursuing my directing, and I made space for my directing. So me walking out of that space, not only did I
Created
end
a
up
new
like
space.
getting Empire, which gave me a whole nother rhythm of acting that I could
Mhm.
experience, but that's also the birth of my directing career. It
Wow.
was me taking that leap of faith.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
now I have this whole new, like career opportunity and all of that stuff, but it was from me making that one move that seemed crazy to everybody else,
Mhm.
I
but
didn't
it
even
was
tell
perfect.
nobody. They didn't even know when I
You
came in
know
here. I
what?
had
It's crazy because she talk about that. I ain't gonna lie. The way Lauren LaRosa Georgia in tears. The way that I'm watching this and we laugh and we talk shit or whatever, but this speaks to me on so many levels because I had a similar situation. Like basically, you can't stay in a place where you know it's time to go. You have to know when it's time to go. And me myself, I was in a situation back in Georgia, right? And I'm glad that I knew when it was time to go. I was going through a lot, and so I was trying to prove something to myself, or not to nobody else, but to myself. And it was just time to go. And I used to like, oh, why am I down here? Why am I going through this? But me going down there, we were talking about that earlier. You literally got to see the works of God just be made manifest. Like you literally get to see this dude doing it for you in real time, right? And I always look back, like I'll be like, oh, I had a horrible time in Georgia, but really it molded and crafted me into who I am. So Georgia will do something to you, bro. Like taking them leaps basically will do something to you. When you step outside your comfort zone or you do stuff that make you cry or do stuff that make you stay up all night crying, right? You can't even sleep, right? When you're going through things or whatever that might be, like you got to understand, like, bro, you literally, first of all, you're seeing the works of God being made manifest, like right in real time. But you also got to know that it's about to get like amazing right now. Like if it's ever getting crumbly like that, or you getting scared and you ain't slept, that means the greater definitely is on its way. Like, bro, it's like literally coming. So that's why I say you'll wonder why you crying at night or crying at night, and then you'll look back and then it'll all just make sense. Like you was like, oh shit, like, oh, that's why I was going through those stuff. Like it's just crazy. And I probably didn't even say that right. But yeah, we didn't think that Tasha Smith was gonna be like this. And she's a twin. So if she's like this, I can only imagine how a twin is. Bro, what? We need to get her and the twin on here. Because now I want to look up the twin.
Already had the guest hosting schedule. I didn't tell my mom. I didn't tell my grandmother, and because I didn't want to hear nobody tell me not to do it.
Right.
I just quit and then drove home.
I love
and
it.
then I came here.
And isn't that deep how sometimes you can't tell everybody your move or your dream?
Mhm.
Because think about it. Sometimes when you want to do something that might seem crazy to others, people will give you advice based on their own fear
own
shit.
and their own insecurity. Like just because you ain't got the faith to go, don't project that on me. So sometimes no, you got to keep your move silent sometimes because other people will discourage you out of what's in your heart to do. So I'm happy for you, sis.
Definitely.
What's your thoughts
Yeah,
on
like you got to though, but some people be looking for approval. You remember they be looking for approval, and it always backfires on them. But they be looking for approval when they be telling people their dreams. Don't tell nobody your dreams at all. Don't share nothing. Don't share nothing that you are super passionate about that's keeping you up all night with anyone. Because if you share your dream and they don't give you the reaction that you want, you're gonna feel terrible and it's gonna crumble your shit. So keep it to yourself, man. Keep it to yourself for sure. This is good, bro. This is good shit.
On, a lot of people say that it's difficult for women to work with each other, and this is where this situation came from. And they say that women are always in competition and there's not enough community. What's your thoughts on that?
It's what I was sharing.
I mean, he just asked a question that she literally just spent 10 minutes answering, receiving. That was her whole dissertation about. Like, was he not sitting in the motherfucking room? How late is it, DJ Envy? Damn.
You know what I mean? I feel like sometimes us as women, they think it's about being competitive. They think that just because someone else is shining, it's going to dim my light, when that's not the truth. Like if we allow ourselves to embrace our uniqueness and our individuality, we will encourage other people to embrace theirs.
Have you had the issue? I'm going to ask that.
I've never been a jealous girl. Like it's just not how I've been. Like I've never been like a girl where I'm like mad at somebody else's. I mean, look at me, I'm an acting teacher. Like, and most of the women that I teach, from Mary J. Blige to Andra Day to Michaela Cole to FKA Twigs, I mean, I can go on and on.
FKA
like
Twigs
God
in
has
movies?
placed some incredible women around me whose lives I got to pour into, but also they pour into my life just through the process of working. They encourage me to dream as big as possible. But I also want to say something about self-love. And that's the thing I feel with some of us women that may cause us to be, insecure or jealous. Because you know what jealousy does, it creates division and separation, right? But I feel like the lack of self-love sometimes could create the way that we go out in the world. And if we don't have self-love, then I might be insecure around her or insecure around another person. But if we embrace our self-love, we will allow everybody to be. We will grant people out of love, right, the permission to be who they are. Like I told my girls today, I said, y'all bitches better get cute today. I'm not even playing. I said, y'all bitches better get cute. My sister Bernicia, she came around me the other day to do the first day she got here to do my makeup. When I tell you she was covered up, like she literally covered up her entire body. I was like,
she was
why?
cold?
No, she thought I would be insecure of her being a bad bitch because sometimes, you know what I'm
happens.
saying? Like going around, like if you come and do some women, if you have insecurity and you see this ass and this little waist and these titties and this fine girl walking in, you'll be like, I'm uncomfortable. But no, I actually love for my girls to be beautiful. I love bad bitches only around me. Okay. I
You
just
want her
love
thing.
it. I love it.
Especially when they got all that
Why
milk.
I'm literally falling in love with Tasha right now? Damn, bitch. Damn. Is you single or not?
You know
Lord
what
have
I'm saying?
mercy.
But we just
You are
have
very
to,
beautiful.
yeah,
Respectfully.
right.
I mean, the cougar is
But I
cougering.
just think lack of self-love, and us not allowing ourselves to embrace our individuality and our uniqueness. And the more that we embrace that for ourselves, the more we can allow others to do that. Like I love, when I think about Taraji, when I think about Angela Bassett, when I think about Janet Jackson, when I think about Naomi Campbell, and these are all my friends, I can't be insecure with bad bitches like that in my life. I'm sorry, because they're all incredible. Okay.
I saw you at your, I think it was a birthday party this year.
So you cool with Naomi Campbell's? Because she's like really snobby, bruh. Yeah, I seen Naomi. She's my type. You know what I mean? I like Naomi Campbell. I ain't gonna hold you. I like Naomi Campbell, but bro, she seemed like she don't really got that many friends. You feel me? So it's crazy that she Tasha Smith's friend. Maybe that's because she's older. I guess they're older now.
And your sister was there, and Taraji was there, and Megan Good was there. Like you had your whole sisterhood around you.
Oh my God. And it was amazing. We got a chance to celebrate me and my sister's birthday together. And then Niecy's birthday was the next week.
Nash, yeah.
And we went and celebrated her birthday. It was like we were all team Black women on steroids. It was just awesome. It was awesome.
I think one of the biggest things that I learned from this, like
And
past
this is
2
why
weeks,
I be wanting to get us together. Black people, Black women, Black unity. Like I need all different personalities, creeds. You hear me? I need the goth, the everybody, right? I want all the melting pots of Black folks to come together. You hear me? Because that's what the fuck we need. Create the super soldier to fight the greater, fight for the greater good.
Like with everything that was happening, is like how much people were paying attention, because there were so many people that reached out even in private and did what you just did, like, hey, like I want to talk to you, I want to talk to y'all, whatever. And I think it's like it was crazy when it was happening, but now like taking a step out of all of it, I'm like, the people are getting to realize that like sisterhood sometimes can look like we might have misunderstandings, and we have to talk about it. We got to figure that out. What has that been like for you in your career? Because we don't hear a lot of y'all stories if there were misunderstandings between you and any of the other girls.
Oh, and best believe it be a lot of misunderstandings. You know what I'm saying? It be a lot of misunderstandings. It be a lot of that. Like seriously.
And physically, people getting hands put on each other.
But see, that's why, like, and I'm from Camden, so it's some people I stay away from on purpose.
Oh my goodness.
No, like literally, I be like,
from Camden.
I right know, but seriously, listen, because I always say as nice as I am is as nice as I'm not, right?
Water?
You know what I mean? And it's some energy I know I just don't flow with. I just don't, because if it's that kind of energy that's coming in, I'm not a mean girl. I don't like mean girls. I don't like it. I don't like seeing women treating each other poorly or badly. It makes me sick. But I'll tell you one thing about me. I have never ran from a fight. Like I'm not afraid of confronting, confrontation, having hard conversations. And most people, they will throw rocks and then hide their hands.
Absolutely.
I don't like that. I don't do that. I'm about that life of having conversations, confronting the situation.
And she ain't talking about beating nobody's ass. It's because we don't like to have hard conversations. The elephants in the room never get addressed. So if the elephant never get addressed, you got all these misunderstandings, motherfuckers making assumptions. You got stuff that's supposed to be spoken that never getting spoke, right? Like you have to have the hard conversations if you want that person to be in your life long term. If you don't give a fuck, then don't have the hard conversation. Go ahead and cut them off and move on. But like if this person is supposed to be someone, and this could be your family member, your mama, your daddy, your cousin, your best friend, your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whoever, have the hard conversation. Address that big ass elephant in the room. But don't go behind my back and act like you're like, bro, y'all know what she's saying. Don't go behind my back on no snake shit. You hear me? Don't do that. Don't throw no stones later. Don't have a problem with me, but then tell everybody but me, right? Then shading the fuck out of me, right? Instead of, but want to be my friend though, right? Y'all know how it is. Come on,
let's sit down and let's talk and let's deal with the discomfort of whatever it is you're feeling. But most of the time, y'all, most people don't want to ever really sit down and talk because they don't want to have to be able to acknowledge what it is that they're internally going through, like whatever their internal struggle is. It's easy for people to run and act like they're a victim. But if people really confronted things and had honest conversations, they would realize that most of the pettiness is not because of something external, but it's because of your own individual internal struggle. And that's what's creating the external problem. It starts within you. Period.
How do you deal with the noise? Because I think even with them to go out of their situation, but it was the noise.
Oh my God.
It wasn't the interior in this cup. It was the outside people.
I really like this. I know this is a long one. We 16 minutes in, bro. Make sure you hit the like, but no, we ain't 16 minutes in. We 26 minutes in. My fault. This was beautiful. I did not expect this stream to go like this at all watching it. Let me know if y'all want me to do a part 2. We 30 minutes in. I want to see if this is gonna make it to YouTube because I want this reaction to make it to YouTube, right? This was beautiful. I love black women because they teach you. I can just keep on watching, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Let's just keep watching.
I tell you,
dirty mirrors.
I might skip it.
Oh my God.
You don't get noise though.
Oh, honey, can I just, I try to,
Tasha, you are noise.
I mean, I'll tell you this about noise. It's something you ask about noise. Were we talking about noise? I was just talking to my girls about sometimes it is so important for us to sit in silence, right? Think about when you're on the phone, bro, and it's a lot of noise going on. What do? You be like, hold up, wait a second. Let me step away so that I can hear this call clearly, right? And a lot of times, especially when you think about all the social media and all that stuff, we allow ourselves to stay in the noise and stay listening to the noise when sometimes we might have to put the phone down, be silent, don't listen to anything, because in your silence, that's when you really hear the still small voice of God on the inside of you. But you can't hear God and how God wants to guide you to deal with the situation if you're allowing yourself to constantly listen to the noise. So the way I deal with noise is I try to allow myself to get as silent as possible. You feel me?
I do.
Absolutely. 100%.
I absolutely do.
100%. Have you ever had to get loud with a person? And what does that sound like, Tasha? Because I'm just saying,
she told you she from Camden.
So
she told you she from Camden.
I know, but listen, she's already loud. So what does getting loud for Tasha?
I mean, is it louder?
Whoa! I put it to you like this. I'm a passionate human.
Okay.
I'm a passionate human.
Okay.
Bruh. And as loud as my goodness is, I put it to you like this. One time I cussed somebody out really bad. And I went to my pastor and I was like, oh my God, I feel so bad. And she said to me, sometimes you got to meet the enemy's aggression. That the kingdom of heaven suffers violence, but the violence take it by force. And sometimes some people need to get checked.
That's right.
I love it.
So when it's time to get loud, like I said, I don't mind it.
Boom.
Boom. I don't mind
That's
it.
right.
I don't
That's
mind
right.
it, bro.
That's
I
right.
swear, my loud can be loud.
Mhm.
And honestly, when I get loud, people get traumatized. I mean, I'm serious. Like, you know, when I said folks to throw rocks and then hide their hands.
Absolutely.
Like, I've had situations like that. And when I've had to check people like that, then they want to go run in the corner and cry and act like that. I'm like, don't cry
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
big
yeah.
bad bitch. Don't do it.
Big bad
Big bad bitch, though. You was a big bad bitch, though. Okay? Like, don't cry. Don't cry now. Boo. Okay. And sometimes it's what you're it's the seed that you're reaping.
Mhm.
Period. You know what the Bible say.
That's right. You reap what you
Whatsoever a
sow.
man soweth, that
That's
he
right.
shall also reap. And sometimes, you know, they reap that ass kicking. I'm just saying.
Is that a Chappelle chain?
Yes.
Okay.
I was going to ask about
You
that.
like
We were
this
actually
You
talking
love
about that
that.
earlier today.
Chappelle
Protect her at all
chain.
costs.
The Chappelle chain.
That's right.
And I don't know, do y'all know, like, I've known Chappelle for like 30 years. Like, we
I didn't
started,
know that.
y'all know I used to be a stand-up comic, right?
Yes, I
I
knew
know
that.
No,
that.
I didn't know that.
I was a stand-up comic. Dave was like, he was literally a mentor at like 18. I'm not gonna lie. When Dave was 18, 19 years old, I call him my big little brother, you know, and he helped me out so much. Like, you know, some of those people, like, and I should have thought of Dave, because Dave was one of those people that always encouraged me, inspired me. Every time anything was happening in my life, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten calls about, I'm proud of you, keep going, keep dreaming. He's such a motivator,
That's
and
what
he's
you
been
need.
such a blessing in my life. I cannot tell you. So yes, this is a Chappelle
That's
chain.
dope.
Mm.
I love that because, you know, we live in an era where people don't like to represent folks who have assisted them or provided them opportunity or helped them. And I don't understand that. I don't understand resenting somebody that has helped you in some way.
Yeah,
Like, you should rep them.
exactly.
Yes.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, so I'm repping Dave.
Now you got
This is good. This was a good one, y'all.
And we rehearsed.
I can see that this is basically about to be talking about the thing, but I think I got what I need to get out of this interview. And tell me if you want me to react to the rest, but that's all I'm gonna watch. I ain't gonna hold you. I wasn't expecting to be that long neither. But we did. That was a really good interview from the little moments I watched. You see, I got like probably 30 minutes left, but they can keep it. I'll watch any other clips that go viral. But man, we like Tasha Smith. This was a you know, because like I said, I ain't gonna lie, the you know, I ain't gonna even do that. I ain't gonna muck it up with that. But we like Tasha Smith. Never seen her in this type of atmosphere and dropping this type of knowledge. And you can tell that she's just a very, very smart woman. I love everybody. Nah, yeah, I ain't gonna do that. But no, thank y'all for watching this with me, man. That was me reacting to this Breakfast Club interview. I wish Jess Hilarious was here. I really wish Jess Hilarious was sitting there. That would have been dope. But nah, make sure you hit the like button, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think about this video. Comment down below. Deuce, I'm out.